I'm talking to everyone out there who's fat, lazy, not doing the cardio, not putting the fork down. You could have lost the weight. You chose not to. Ça va rentrer. You need to go to the gym and you need to lose some weight. Coach Greg, in today's video, Jelly Roll has lost his jelly. Famous singer was 540 pounds. He's lost half of his weight. He's now weighing about 260, but not without controversy. And so people are wondering, how exactly did he do it? He claims he did it 100% natural. There's no use of hormones, peptides, Ozempic, terzipatide, Retta, none of that stuff. That he just did it through hard work, that he raw dogged it. Bro manifested it. He said he was going to be on the cover of Men's Health in approximately March of 2026, and bro actually did it. And so let's get right into it. What did he do? Or more importantly, what did he not do?
I want to be on the cover of Men's Health by March of 2026.
Let's go.
That's my new goal. So I want to have one of the biggest transformations.
Now, of course, some people, they just can't congratulate a human being. They have to try to discredit them, to take their power away from them. And that's what Nick Trilogy has done.
This is exactly why I don't believe his transformation was done 100% natural. He's using something, and especially a GLP-1. Why? Because he's lost hundreds and hundreds of pounds in such a short period of time, and I've been literally biohacking people for 18 years, and you don't lose that kind of weight naturally.
To lose any amount of weight, it comes down to a calorie deficit. Ozempic does not make you lose weight quicker. What it does is it decreases your appetite, and so regardless of how you get to the calorie deficit, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
If you're eating in a calorie deficit, you are going to lose weight, and the greater that deficit, the faster you're going to lose weight. There is no proof. We don't know if he's telling the truth, nor if he's lying, but this is what I think. I don't care. Whether he bought my cookbook or uses my own GLP Max, oral version, reduce your appetite by 28%, I don't care. He can do it any way that he wants, and if he says he did it natural, I don't believe he has any reason to lie. I mean, really? Do you really think that we're going to shit on this man to put him down? If a 540-pound man says that he used a GLP-1 to help him to lose weight, well, good for him. That's literally what they're made for. To start with, I like the title, A Year for a Life. Literally, had he not gone on this diet, he could have ended his life right now. We don't know. When you're this fat, that's right, he's fat, he's morbidly obese, he's gargantuan. When you literally look like a donut roll, you need to lose weight. And don't just think that it's for you, it's for everyone. Your wife, your kids, your friends, your dog. And so his days were numbered. And so a year, and frankly, it was 2 years to lose all of this weight. It wasn't done in one, for a life. And essentially that means that by dieting hard, exercising, calorie deficit for 2 years, it adds an entire lifetime, because there's no way this man was living into his 80s and 90s weighing 500 plus pounds.
And here I was going into my 40s at 500 and some pounds. I was probably having to eat 6,000 calories a day of just absolute shit.
I don't care if it's chicken, broccoli, and rice, licorice, candies. A normal man eating 6,000 calories, unless they're training for the Tour de France, is most certainly going to become obese. That is far more calories than even I eat, and I am very active. Most likely a normal metabolism, perhaps 2,500 calories a day. And so each and every day he's eating approximately 1 pound of fat worth of extra food. And so imagine it. Every day you're eating 1 pound of fat more than you need. And so if he was to go onto a diet, eating 2,500 calories a day, he could lose approximately 7 pounds of fat a week. That's the kind of diet that he was on. And so when Nick says he must have been on a GLP because it's impossible to lose that much weight that quickly, is it really? When you're used to eating 6,000 calories a day, all you have to do is eat normal and you're going to lose weight faster than last time. If he went down to 4,000 calories a day, this is what I eat, 4,000 calories, he would be eating in a 2,000 calorie daily deficit. That's equal to 4 pounds of fat a week times 52 weeks in a year. It's over 200 pounds in 1 year from eating 4,000 calories. And so do you really think it's impossible for fat people to lose weight without Ozempic? The only thing that makes it impossible is if they don't go in the deficit. I don't care who you are. If you eat in a deficit, you are going to lose weight. And if you're not losing weight, it's not because you're breaking the laws of thermodynamics. It's because you are closet eating. You're eating in secret. You're lying to your friends, your family. You're pretending to yourself. You're not counting the calories in the condiments, the ketchups. You're mismeasuring those portions. Or you forgot that you ate while you were sleeping. And that's why you're a fat piece of shit. Do you get it? And so stop lying to us. I'm talking to everyone out there who's fat, lazy, not doing the cardio, not putting the fork down. You could have lost the weight. You chose not to. Now, if you're watching this video and you're angry with me, rather than taking out your anger on myself, take it out on you. You're the cause of this. I'm just calling you out. Ça va rentrer. You need to go to the gym and you need to lose some weight.
I was so fat that there came a moment in life that my wife and I had to put 2 queen beds beside each other.
Couldn't fit in the same bed with his wife. We're not talking about somewhat big here. We're talking about a man so fat that he can't sleep in the same bed with his wife.
What many people don't realize is that obesity is actually associated with over 200 other diseases. And it not only leads to a variety of medical problems, but it also can lead to early death.
I'm glad that they said this. So many people try to say, no, healthy at every size. Look, he's fit. He's singing. He's traveling the world. He's fit. It's okay. No, he's not. He's going to die. That's as simple as you can say it. 200 related illnesses from being obese. It's a disease. And so if there's a medication out there that can cure that disease, do we not want them to get it? If you're a type 2 diabetic, should you not get insulin? And so if you're morbidly obese, should you not get Ozempic, tirzepatide, whatever? Now remember, if you're looking to get various peptides, telmisartan, you're trying to lose weight, enclomiphene, testosterone, HRT, Algo RX, they can get your blood work done, no gatekeeping, and they will prescribe to you prescription medications, 100% legal. And so if you're looking to make a transformation, and remember, when you diet to this extent, oftentimes testosterone levels are going to go down. You need to take your blood work. Imagine your cholesterol, your liver enzymes, everything. You need to be careful. And so why not optimize your health? Go to Algo RX, use code Greg for 10% off.
I can't talk about one area of my life it was not affecting. It's as disgusting as you imagine. I was struggling to wipe my ass.
We need to stop minimizing this. It was disgusting. He barely could wipe his ass.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm ashamed of it. When I think of it being disgusting, I feel shame again.
He was ashamed. He was embarrassed. And what that did was it led to him continuing to eat. Essentially, he's addicted to the dopamine. He was once addicted to drugs, alcohol, whatever. And food, it's technically no different. If you're doing something that's bad for you, eating, overeating to the point of weighing 540 pounds, is that any different than sniffing creatine? Than drinking tons of alcohol? How are they different? They're both things you're consuming that's ruining your health. And so, to me, there's no difference between addiction to food, to drugs, etc.
Everyone telling me GL1Ps or taking the Ozempic or the Mounjaro, listen, it's gonna hurt your stomach a little bit. I've treated my body so bad, I can't believe God's gave me this voice for this long. I didn't deserve it. I literally didn't do it out of fear.
It was brought to his attention that perhaps he could use a GLP. I would have thought 100%. If I'm coaching this guy, I'm suggesting it. Bro, the food noise is going to go down. It's going to make it easier to lose weight. Start with the lowest dose that makes you happy. Don't take the maximum dose, and oftentimes they overprescribe these things, and just use it if you need it. Perhaps you can start on your own, but if you end up wanting to cave, it's always there for you if you need it. It's not something that should be forced on someone. Remember, there's problems, a $2 billion lawsuit, 1,800 people went blind. It is, in fact, a risk.
When they were talking about the whole GLP-1 option, he had heard about some people, how their voice was getting dry and it was affecting the way they would speak and the way they would sound.
His voice is his career. It matters more to him than anything. And he had heard people taking Ozempic, they were getting a dry voice, they were having trouble singing, having stomach aches and so on. And he said, that ain't worth it. I can lose this on my own. And when you're 540 pounds, if you want to lose weight at all, it's essentially easy. The further you are above your genetic set point where your body wants to be, the easier it is to come down. And so when you've already gained hundreds and hundreds of pounds, the weight loss is going to be easy. He could have went on a 5,000 calorie diet and likely lost 2 pounds a week, 100 pounds in a year, eating 5,000 calories. How hard is that really? And so it's not hard. What becomes hard, and oh, by the way, if it's not getting hard, you can pick up harder than last time. You know, that's for the downstairs. Perhaps you're dieting too hard. You don't have enough energy. Your testosterone levels are going down. And it's getting harder to get hard. You know what I'm talking about. Code Greg, 15% off.
I want to be on the cover of Men's Health by March of 2026. This is constantly what I'm putting in the air because I want to bring people along with me.
Manifesting isn't just thinking about something. It's thinking about something and acting on it. That is one thing people don't understand with manifestation. They think, oh, just manifest it. Just think positive in your own mind and it'll happen. It'll manifest itself. No, you manifest it. And so when he said, I'm going to be on the cover of Men's Health, he didn't just lay back eating cheeseburgers. He started exercising daily and dramatically losing his calories and announcing to the world, this is my goal. He carried everyone on that journey. And so that is how he manifested it. And so if your goal is to lose 100 pounds, to build some muscle, to do anything, when you try to manifest it, that's you making it happen. It's not some universal spirit that's just granting you wishes. It's you doing the work to get what you desire.
We recommend that people get started slowly.
So at first we were just walking.
Exactly. It's progressive overload. You just start. You start by doing 150 minutes of zone 2 cardio a week. And for him, what would that be? Walking slowly. When you're this big, you don't need to get up on an incline treadmill. You don't have to climb mountains. You don't have to start sprinting, running. You just put one foot in front of the other and you simply try. You do the basics easy. And a week later, if it's getting easier than last time, you go a little bit faster, a little bit further. That is how it works. You progressive overload cardio, and over the weeks, months, and years, you're going to become a better butter burner. What does that mean? Well, it's coined by Covert Bailey. You all know this, right? You watch my videos. What happens is when you do cardio, your body adapts. And so you've been brainwashed and told that adapts, that's a bad thing. You burn less calories. It's the opposite. You adapt to burning more. And why is that? Because in the same 30-minute walk, rather than walking, for example, 1 mile, you're walking 2. You walk further. And not only that, the percentage of fat that you're burning during that walk, it's higher now that you're in better shape. When you're out of shape and you don't do cardio, when you go for a jog, walk, whatever, you're burning a significantly higher portion of carbohydrates and a little bit of fat. Now, in the end, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, calories in, calories out. But if you get better at burning fat while you're running, biking, swimming, and so on, you become fat adapted and you burn more fat while you're doing the cardio. And so you're less hungry later. And so perfect example myself. I've been racing every single day, harder than last time on the bike, and my appetite is greatly diminished. I'm struggling to get in enough calories to maintain my weight. And so you're thinking, don't you tell people to eat low calorie dense foods, salads, and so on? The answer is yes. But for me, that would be bad because I can't get enough calories. And so I'm literally adding sugar into my water bottle in order to drink enough calories to sustain my activity. I'm burning a lot of body fat during my rides and struggling to get in enough calories to sustain my energy and my body weight. And so cardio is the key. You've been told it's lifting weights, building muscle. Yeah, it boosts your metabolism a little bit, but not as much as racing, riding a bike.
As people lose weight, their bodies think they're starving. And so our bodies literally fight people's best attempts at weight loss.
And so what she's talking about is your ghrelin is going to increase. It's a hunger hormone. It makes you hungrier. And so when you go on a calorie deficit and you begin to lose weight, your body fights back. It says, we don't like this. What's going on? It doesn't know the difference between 2026 and perhaps 5,000 years ago. And it's thinking, is there a famine going on right now? Is it winter? Are they struggling to find food? And so it makes you hungrier through satiety signals to make you want to go out and hunt, to gather food. so that you don't starve to death. And so it's a survival mechanism of which we don't need in 2026.
His relationship with food was the biggest issue. You know, someone of his size and someone that gets to that weight obviously has a severe eating disorder.
People that say he doesn't have an ED, I don't think I can say the word. It's YouTube. They get mad when you try to help people to lose weight. I mean, but doesn't it make sense? Do you really think that he properly eats food, that he's doing it at a normal level when you're 540 pounds? In my opinion, anyone that weighs over 500 pounds clearly is suffering from an ED.
I wrote a diet right down to the grocery list for him. It was a very clean reset diet. I worked with Ian initially, and Ian was fantastic.
And so they made him lower calorie meals with vegetables, lots of low calorie sauces. And so essentially he was feeling full without eating a bunch of calories. And so that's exactly what you get when you get my cookbook. Low-calorie, delicious meals for the big eater. You're not going to be starving anymore. You get to eat all those delicious meals. For example, I had Kraft dinner last night with half the calories, bunch of different things. And it tastes amazing. So you love the diet you're on. You can't just go on a diet that is chicken, broccoli, and rice. Well, maybe some Mr. Olympia bodybuilders. You can do it for a few years, but eventually your willpower is going to run out. And in that point, you want to have my cookbook to cook your favorite delicious recipes for approximately half the calories, and you'll lose weight without even trying. Code Greg, 15% off.
When you start exercising and you get through the absolute misery of the beginning of it, this thing happens in the middle of your workouts where it just sucks. And all of a sudden, it opens up.
If you stick to doing exercise long enough, you continue to try, you continue to push yourself, eventually you're going to get a reward. You're going to feel the endorphins, the dopamine, and you're now going to learn to love it. That is the problem most people had, is they didn't have a proper physical education teacher when they were younger. They probably didn't have Coach Greg. And so they didn't learn to find some form of activity that they love, because once you learn how good exercise can make you feel, why would you ever go without it?
I feel the weight loss in every facet. Whether it's basketball and how I dribble or move, or how I can breathe running up and down a court. I feel it when I sleep and my hip hurts less and I can roll over easier without making a big of a rumble.
Now, oftentimes we see people saying, oh no, I love my body, like Lizzo used to do with the rubbing the belly and loving it and bragging about how they're comfortable in their own bodies, and skinny people should stop fat shaming until they lose weight. They feel great. They say that it doesn't matter. They don't care. And then suddenly they discover Ozempic or a calorie deficit or my cookbook, and everything changes. Suddenly it's, look at me. I'm half the woman or man that I was, with their skinny jeans or smaller pants and so on. And the people who are still overweight think, oh, you traitor, how could you do that to us? Because they've finally seen the light. They understand how being a fat piece of shit asshole, it isn't good. It's not what you want. You've convinced yourself that you want it, and it's simply a bunch of copium. You're smoking so much of it, you don't understand the amount of bullshit that you're spewing.
You were like, I feel like I'm 25 years old again. Dana, I feel like I'm a teenager, dog.
2 years later, he's on the cover of Men's Health. He started with a 40-minute mile, 40 minutes to walk 1 mile. It's excessively slow. It's slower than Mike Israetel. But since that time, he's faster than Mike. And so there's hope for everyone. If he can go from 540 pounds to 265 pounds, so can you. Interested in getting coached by myself or myself and my team? Of course, you can apply by clicking the link in the description. And HCLT Supplements, we're looking to sponsor more athletes as well as get more ambassadors. Also click the link. Don't forget code Greg for AlgoRx as well as HCLT Supplements, and code CICO to get protein bars for 50% off. You can get to the website right now. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video, watch those 2 bloops. And until next time, I am out.